Edward, are you muted?
No.
Okay, good. Then we can begin. All right, Brook to Fire podcast. Take 3. This is not the third take. I just like saying that. Yeah. So today we're planning Edward's vacation.
Let's go.
We're taking Edward to Japan, and let's see
where I can smell you.
Exactly.
I know you live in Japan. I'm gonna be behind you,
30%,
smelling your hair.
30% of our viewers are in Japan. That means
exactly.
1 out of 3 people that watch. I think we were up to. Let's check the stats real quick. Checking the stats at the top of the morning.
Top of the morning, tell you.
That
I still laugh every time I see that episode of Last Week Tonight, where like you know how sometimes they just have funny segments in the middle. Mm-hmm. There's one where they're like, oh, newscasters ruin Irish Day or whatever the holiday, St. Patrick's Day.
Irish Day.
Irish Independence Day.
Yeah, Irish Independence Day.
Wait, is it?
I don't know.
Oh, you were so serious about it. I was like,
it is.
Is it? It is. If you tell me it is, I'm just gonna assume it is. You know, that's how knowledge works.
We have Google right here. We're like, I'm pretty sure it is.
All knowledge ever created in the human history,
in the palm of my hand.
Exactly. In the butt of Deadpool.
In the palm of in Deadpool's palms.
I was gonna say Deadpool's palms. Technically his ass.
He gets the idea.
Same thing.
So you were saying?
I kind of lost my train of thought. I forgot what I was saying.
I don't remember.
Dude, you have some like they're just as bad as mine.
I got lagañas up the fuck.
Oh, I didn't mean lagañas. I meant like
eye bags,
yeah, like that are just as bad as mine. That's not good.
I haven't slept in 34 years. Oh my god. I think we're just gonna fucking nap on this podcast.
Honestly though, like
this is why we need to take a vacation, dude.
Yeah, for real though. Let's just ditch life and go to fucking Japan or some shit.
Exactly. We do the podcast in Japan and we'll be like live
from Japan. Oh, we'll just go to like the hanging forest.
Oh my god.
Jake Paul
live from the suicide forest. God, sexual. Hey, Jesus.
Oh my god.
I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to film there, which is why he got in trouble in the first place. And
no, I'm pretty sure this is just rude. Like, it's not just rude. It's like offensive to like film people's dead bodies.
I was gonna say because that's like going to an executioner and being like, oh my god, we just saw like the fucking
the blood splat. We were in the splash zone.
Yeah, we were in the splash zone. Like, executioner almost kissed me.
Ooh, gone section.
Gotta make those.
Elsa came out of nowhere. Just fucking Elsa Gate.
Elsa Gate and Spider-Man. Okay, we gotta make the thumbnail faces. Ready? Perfect. That's literally what
freeze frame.
Exactly. You're literally gonna see that in the podcast. It makes it a lot easier. It makes my job a lot easier.
Yeah. Just
exactly. Freeze frame at the same time.
You can't say it. You just gotta be natural. It's like, oh, splash zone, and then you gotta like put in some fake blood so that it can.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The podcast moving to Japan? Question mark.
Oh my god, that's such bad clickbait.
That is the name of the episode now. Thank you everybody for watching. And well, okay, we're actually going to discuss if we're going to move or not.
Yeah. I actually wouldn't want to live in Japan.
Too bad. Is it?
It's very restrictive. I like some of their things, like their gun laws, but like a lot of the other stuff is like really restrictive. From what I understand, I haven't lived there. I've only read up a couple things. Mm-hmm. So from my understanding, it is very restrictive. So it's good to visit, and they love tourists, but it's not great to move to. And generally speaking, I don't like. Apparently, from what I understand, they don't take too kindly to foreigners moving in.
It's a very xenophobic culture, from what I understand. We're not trying to do any blanket statements.
Yeah. In general,
like I definitely get.
Yeah.
Like because it's very. It can.
They like tourists. They don't like
people who move there.
Yeah, people who move there.
They're like, oh, you're taking over our space. Xenophobia, birth rate declining. God, that got really depressing really fast. So.
Yeah.
But hey, they sell.
They sell tentacle porn, so that's all we need from them.
Exactly. In vending machines on the streets.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Yeah, if you're
they sell used panties on the streets. That's all we need from them.
In the vending machines.
In the vending machines. They don't just have it like loose on the street.
Yeah, in the gutter. Is a classy.
Yeah, it's not South Central.
It's not South Central. This is a classy country. Okay.
Exactly.
They put their shit in vending machines. Okay?
Yeah, exactly. You put a quarter in, you get, or yen.
Yeah, put a yen
You
coin.
put a yen in.
Yen coin, the newest crypto. We've just invented a new crypto, yen coin.
Perfect.
Thank
Yen
everybody.
coin.
Please
Honestly, dude. Okay, so have you been up to? Have you? Okay, that reminds me because we were talking about Logan Paul earlier.
Yeah.
Have you seen what Logan Paul's up to recently?
buy with his crypto scams. And
Yes,
stuff,
with his
popping
NFT
up.
scams.
NFT scams.
NFT scams.
Well, that makes sense because everyone gets on it.
This motherfucker said, okay, this motherfucker really said, no, we custom create all our images, and people were like, so you don't get any of your stuff from like stock shops, right? And they're like, no, of course not. We make them originally. And you know what that meant? That meant that they took a stock photo of an elephant, a stock photo of a penguin. Bam! It's like that pen pineapple pen meme. I have a pen. I have an elephant. I have a penguin. Penguin elephant.
Honestly, my God, I never understood that meme. By the way, quick sidebar. I never understood that meme, and I like everyone was talking about it, and I was like, I've never seen this before. And then finally someone showed me, and it was like, that's it. Like I don't. That's it.
It's stupid. That's what makes it funny.
All right.
It's like a better version. It's like an actually funny version of the "What does the fox say" meme.
I don't know. I cringe at that song every time. Like even when it was first coming out, I was like, oh my God, this song is so funny. And it's like I still cringed every time he made like a specific noise. After like the first few verses of noise, I was like oh
yeah,
stop.
yeah.
Like when he goes like, I'm like, oh fuck. Like even just doing that right now.
Yeah. It's like secondhand cringe.
Yeah.
No, but like the pen pineapple thing is like the actually funny version of that to me personally. Okay. Especially, I think it blew up in like anime circles when they redid Ryuk from Deadpool, from Death Note.
What do you mean?
Because like in Death Note, like a really popular one of the main symbols is obviously a pen because writing, and an apple because of Ryuk, the main Shinigami.
Pen, apple.
And then they just, I have a pen, I have an apple. And so when after like they did like a remix of it, and it was Ryuk animated to be doing the thing. I know, like off screen, it looks like I'm signing something else because I didn't put my hands high enough up for the camera to catch it. So it was just like,
yeah. So he's actually doing something with it, but he's scrubbing it.
Yeah,
he's scrubbing it. Wash his hands. You cannot tell.
Or at least I found it to be the actually funny version of that sort of thing. It's just like a stupid thing that's funny. Like, do you know the way? Like, what is that?
It's just so dumb.
It's just so dumb that it's funny. It's just.
Damn, that was in like 2016. Isn't that crazy?
That was 2017.
2017?
Yep.
It was
2017 and 2018 because they made a resurgence around 2018.
2017, 2018. Damn, that was 4 years ago. Everybody take a moment of silence.
COVID feels like a time skip.
Everyone take a moment of silence for the cutscenes that we've skipped. All of 2020, basically. Like, yeah,
2020, the whole 2020, part of 2021. Like,
I feel like I'm still in 2019 right now.
Honestly, though, like the last clear memory I have of like stuff happening is like
Tiger King.
Honestly, right at the start of the thing, Tiger King.
March 2020.
And then that's like in the zeitgeist, right? For me personally, the last thing that like in real life that I kind of like have a clear memory of is like waking up at like 6 in the morning, I think, to go to CSUN. Just driving like an hour and a half or something, and I'm just like.
It's been so long since I was in school.
Yeah,
it's crazy because I was in school in December of last year, and it's already October. It's almost been a full year since the last time I was in school. Time, man. Time
isn't real. It really does feel like because like I graduated this year in spring, April, June, something like that. And. It doesn't feel like it's been 6 months or however long it's been. It feels like it's been like 3 years since I was last in school. It feels like I've been out of school so long that like I should have like my own career by now.
Honestly,
like I should.
Why am I not in an office right now making $80,000 a year?
Yeah, by just sitting on my ass. Like here's the thing, like
punching in numbers.
Like for my understanding, executive people don't do a lot.
Of course not. The higher up you go, the less
work you do. Yeah, dude. It's like an inversely related. The more money you make, the less work you do.
Yes. Bezos makes no decisions before 10 a.m. Mm-hmm. He has no interruptions during his meals, and he makes 2 decisions a day.
Yeah.
And he is one of the richest people on earth. Yeah. So like
the less. So basically the premise is the lazier you are, the more money you make.
Well, no, it's the more money you make, the lazier you get.
Oh.
Because, I mean...
I was just making a joke, like...
Yeah. I was like, okay. But, damn it, why aren't I rich? I'm lazy
Right?
as fuck.
I'm super lazy. Like,
That's why we're just trying to make money off of talking for an hour every week. Imagine.
I'm just like shooting the shit for an hour.
Exactly. But I don't know. What do you think? We got to up our podcast per week.
Yeah.
Our PP.
The PPE.
Podcast per week.
Yeah.
PPW.
Podcast per episode. We got to make 2 episodes of podcast.
Exactly. So we'll just be like, and part 2 coming Friday. Stick around, and then it cuts at the 30-minute mark.
Just dab on the thing.
Exactly. And
put a bunch of explosions, more clickbait.
Or should we just start interviewing viewers? It's like, hey, if you're watching this right now, email
Let's
us.
go.
Email us at broketillfridaypodcast.
Actually, we got 19 views on the last one. That's not bad.
Oh, yeah.
And it was released at midnight. That's not a good time to release it.
2 p.m.
2 p.m.
Yeah, not midnight.
Oh.
Because I scheduled them specifically for 2 p.m.
Then my phone's fucked up because I got the notification at 2 a.m.
Did you?
Yeah.
No, because I remember.
But sometimes, like, because my phone sometimes gives me notifications at weird hours too. So that's why I'm like, oh, it's probably just my phone because I got it at 2 a.m.
Most likely, yeah, because I have it for like 2 p.m. because.
And 0 comments. Hey, that means no negativity.
Exactly. We have 100% like ratio. That PewDiePie.
Exactly.
You ever had 100% like ratio?
Exactly.
Didn't think so. It's funny. Our most disliked one was a clickbait of Mark Norman. 106 views with 4 likes, 33% like ratio. Yeah,
that's perfect. Honestly.
But yeah, we've.
Ted, what are you doing?
The cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon. He's loose.
Yeah, I understood some of those words individually,
but as a sentence, not so much.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I was gonna say for the demographics for the views, we gotten pretty good.
We got pretty good.
October 11th. That was yesterday. Yeah. So in one day, 19. It's only one day I got more views than last week's did for.
Like overall, yeah.
But I'm gonna keep making clickbait titles because the clickbait it works.
The clickbait works. Well, okay, because like
scientifically proven.
It's scientifically proven, but also like okay. So one thing that I've been struggling with is what makes something clickbait, because like
makes you want a thumbnail that seems a little misleading, that makes you want to click on it with an outrageous title that may not even be true. So something like for example, when they're like, oh my god, the prank gone sexual or something, but they're like, it's gone sexual because he touched her butt, ha ha ha.
No, yeah, okay, yeah.
And little kids are like clicking on it because they're like, oh, that must mean something else.
So here's like the gray ground, right? Like here's the gray ground. Yes, that's a good definition because that's like a clear example of a clickbait. But what's the other end? Like a completely, because you don't, like for like a YouTube video as a creator, you don't want your title to be super boring because no one's gonna click on it if you say exactly what the video is. Oh, like if we could just title our episodes
episode 80
or we could just say
episode 82.
Edward and Andres talk for an hour. No one's gonna click on that. So like what's the, you want to make it interesting and descriptive.
Yes, that's descriptive and interesting without being misleading. That's like, that would be the middle ground. So like for like tech reviews, you go, okay, the Galaxy Z Flip 3, is it the best phone? That's a legitimate question, and it gives people interest of like, okay, I'm gonna click to find out.
But those aren't as exciting as, is the Galaxy Z Flip
the iPhone killer?
No, like that. But like what I mean is like something that would more accurately be in the like good channels. It's like, is the iPhone is the
Z Flip 3 review.
Is a Z Flip 3 is the Z Flip phone the worst one? Yeah, the worst version
or something like that.
Did it downgrade? Yeah, it's something like that, and that's more catchy. That's more interesting. It's like, ooh, did they make a bad business decision releasing this?
No, they didn't. And you're like, oh, you got me.
Yeah,
right?
You got me. Yeah. Like, is that clickbait? Because you're technically still reviewing it, and it is descriptive of what you have in your content.
But it's still technically using an exaggeration because you're going. It's an exaggeration. Worst phone,
yes. So how much like what's the angle in the exaggeration that makes
exaggeration
it
threshold?
The exaggeration threshold.
Find out the min and maximum of the exaggeration threshold.
That's what's been on my head this whole time.
If we use pi as a constant, we can make sure that the angle of
we gotta go into theoretical relativity for this.
Exactly. Throw up some math on their future on this. I'll probably forget. I forgot for last episode.
Yeah, you did. Because that's what happens. Like, see, this is the problem that I always came up with. Like when I was doing the editing, it's like I would think of a joke in the podcast, and then like by the time I was like, why did I? And like I would mention it in the podcast. Like I was like, yeah, this would be funny, and I'm like, why did I think this would be funny? This is just, why am I, well, I'm just going to.
That's, to be fair though, a lot of comedians say that when they're like reviewing their stuff. Like that's like, they'll be watching, like, okay, this, the guy in a podcast, I don't remember his name. He was saying that he was being interviewed and he was like, oh, I was watching my special back. Like they always tell you, watch your sets, watch your material. And I was watching it back and I was like, this isn't funny. Like I was like, this is the worst stuff ever. And then I brought my friends over and they watched it with me and they started cracking up and then I started enjoying it. Oh. So I think that's the thing too. You need outside parties to also tell you, hey, that's funny or that's not, to try and help you with it. And I forget who it was. I think it was George Carlin. No, not George Carlin. So, someone else.
Some famous comedian.
Some famous guy. He said, a new comedian said, hey, my jokes, when I go out and I tell them my jokes, my friends tell me that I need to write new jokes and stuff like that. And he's like, no, you don't need to write new jokes. You need to write funny jokes. Because think of it, how many times have you gone back to like a specific comedian and listened to the same joke and you're like, that's hilarious. You can listen to the same joke over and over and over again. People do that. People listen to Carlin. People listen to Louis C.K. People listen to Chris Rock stuff over and over again because it stays funny.
I was going to say the amount of times I've rewatched like John Mulaney or Sebastian Maniscalco is like mine. I feel like half of my entire Netflix history is just those same like stand-up specials over and over and over again.
And you can watch them over again because they're funny. So he said, you don't have to write new jokes, you have to write funny jokes. Because if it's funny, it will stay up, it will hold up. Your friends won't be like, I'm tired of it, go on to the next one, you know? And like, you can, that's how you do it. You have to keep working at it until you find something funny, something that sticks, something that will make multiple people laugh. Because the other thing is, if you just make your friends laugh, that's fine. They know you. Inside jokes are good. But how are you going to make the audience into your friend and then make them laugh? Because you have to do that too. So that's what I'm saying for editing. It's like I think the same way. Where I'm like, I'm looking at it and I'm like, you know, that wasn't a very funny thing. Yeah. But maybe I'm just being overcritical and going, okay, maybe it was funny in the moment because we're cracking up about it right now.
So
right?
what I'm hearing is we got to get on Discord and we got to edit together.
Exactly.
2 brains better than 1.
Exactly. Big brain. Well, I mean, because I was gonna say, to be fair, that's why I sent you the clip and like, this is a good clip, right? Of like the promo clip. Of us,
I was like,
in the beginning, swearing and stuff.
So when I woke up this morning, I uploaded it and I did some. I was gonna say
tweaking.
Twitch. I tweaked it in TikTok.
Yeah,
and I added like I don't know. I just thought it was funny to add like the filter.
Let's see what we got.
Let's see
the TikTok strats. Remember, follow us on TikTok.
TikTok. Let's go.
TikTok.
Find us at any dollar store near you.
Knick-knack, paddywhack. Give a dog a bone.
Where is it?
Broke Till Friday podcast, right?
Yeah, I'll just put it on screen.
Throw that up on this.
Throw that up on this.
Okay.
Oh yeah, look.
So,
oh wait, no, that's the wrong one.
Call me a sellout. And you're right.
That's the edit that I did.
Because I don't want to.
Honestly,
remember, money does not buy you happiness. But ever seen a sad person on a jet ski?
That's a good quote. Do you like how I edited the end?
Yes. I noticed that. I was like,
and it's perfect. Yeah, because it's like a little loop basically, so which is perfect for TikTok. Because I can play the whole minute song. It's dun, 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 and then it cuts off at where the loop is.
Yeah.
So
I just realized that we're probably gonna get an even worse echo if I don't close the door.
It's because I equalized. Well, I fixed the audio.
Yeah.
For last episode was a little weird, but I'm gonna try and. I'm gonna mess with it a little more this time and then see how I do it. It's Broke Till Friday. Basically for editing.
Yeah, for editing. We edit together.
Exactly. But when
2 or 1. I just go into you.
Let's go.
I was thinking more like Venom. I'm just gonna go inside.
And then I'm like, I want to be on the outside. And you're like, no. Still the funniest quote. Oh shit, that's a red one. He goes second. He's like,
you made it like the McCormick voice.
Oh shit, Edward, that's a red one. I'm a red one too, to be fair, and we vote on the red side, and the gays have no say. You're gonna spit coffee everywhere.
I was not prepared for that.
Yeah. Remember this joke? And
That was a joke.
imagine if he actually watches these. If he's like been following along since the beginning.
Oh my gosh!
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the follow. I swear to God, I feel like someone from Boy Scouts has seen us. I swear.
Why?
I have like I don't know.
A sneaking suspicion.
A sneaking suspicion.
You're out. We're watching.
We know you're watching us. We know you know us from when we were in Boy Scouts. We know you. We see you.
Exactly.
I feel like one of the younger kids knows and has told McCormick. I feel like there's no way.
I highly doubt it because he's not even like what's a podcast? Like, he doesn't care. Like I highly doubt.
I'm not saying he cares.
Plus,
I'm saying that he knows.
Which one of the little kids makes casual conversation with him? Like besides
Raymond's little brother.
No, I know. But
you gotta bleep that out.
He's never no one's watching it.
I feel like definitely he at least has seen it.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, the little brothers are the old leaders probably, but they've all aged out by now because they're only like 2 or 3 years younger than us.
Really?
And they're like,
I felt like they were 4.
They're 20. Like,
I forgot we're almost 25.
Yeah,
Fuck.
that's what I'm telling you.
Fuck.
24 right now. So if they were 6 years younger than us, they just aged out.
Yeah,
that's the point. Like I think the little one of the Cub Scouts, I think he's almost gonna age out already. If he might be 16 or 17.
Well, yeah, the Cub Scouts that we helped raise there, they have almost already aged out.
Yeah, okay, because he was like 11 when I started.
we were like 16.
Yeah, 16. So 5 years. No, he probably did age out.
Yeah, he aged out already.
He might have aged out already.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
They're all adults now, like the little snot-nosed kids that were running around everywhere.
Yeah, I don't know if they're adults. One of them repeated 3rd grade like 3 times, dude. One of whose kids.
Yeah.
I don't want to say, but it's terrible. It's a tragedy. I don't know how a grown man can have reading level like that, reading comprehension. It was always so uncomfortable whenever he would read, and everyone would just be like,
honestly, it's like,
and the wolves went together in the pack, and that's how you knew that their teamwork was to be appreciated. And we'd be like, damn. Versus, and then the storm came down and everyone looked around. It's like,
but I feel that you can get help with that. You can fix that. And I mean, reading's not the most important thing. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah, because I mean, like he's still a functioning adult. It's not like he's been like, oh, I'm dyslexic or can't get a job or anything. You know, obviously.
That's implying that dyslexics can't get a job.
Dyslexic people, you are banned from working.
Yeah, exactly. No more work.
If you have dyslexia,
like apparently most of my teachers thought I had dyslexia.
Why?
Like.
Because you just refuse to read?
Yes. No. Because like I would write essays, right? And the only issue my English teachers would always like be like, you write such good essays, but you keep misspelling simple words. Like you'd put H in front of the T in the, and you'd spell it like you'd have the correct letters in there, but you wouldn't. I say you. I wouldn't. They would be telling me like I wouldn't have them in the correct locations. And so every English teacher has always asked me like, oh, do you have dyslexia? Oh, do you have dyslexia? Oh, do you have dyslexia? I'm like, no, I'm just an idiot. I'm just
you
stupid.
just didn't teach me well enough.
Yeah, exactly.
You failed me as a public educator. This is on you. This is a reflection on you.
This is a Republican.
That's it.
That's it.
Thank you very much, teacher. This is what you've done with him.
This is your fault.
Yeah, this is your fault. You worked for this for 18 years, and this is what you get.
Huh?
18 years. No, it wasn't 18.
18 years of trash.
It's 16,
trash education.
15 years of school, technically.
15. Oh, public school.
Let's say you start when you're 3. So
3,
preschool,
preschool,
and
kinder,
then pre-kinder,
which
is 4 years old. Then
4 years
kindergarten, old. 1st grade, 2nd grade, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th. That's 14 years.
That's 14, and then
12th.
College.
No.
12th grade. Oh yeah.
I don't know. I skipped 12th grade. You just go up to 11.
So, yeah, 11. That's the highest number you can count. See, this public education at work.
Exactly.
11 is the highest number you can get to.
I'm sorry. I don't know what goes past that. So
you know what's past 11? 11 to the 1.
11 to the 1 power. And then it goes 11 to the 2 power.
Exactly.
No, it's like you know how they do imaginary numbers? It's actually what goes past 11? 11 plus 1. 11 plus 2. 11 plus 3. And then you get to 11 plus 11. Yeah. And what's higher than that? 11 plus 11 plus 1. You just keep doing in intervals of 11. Because, I don't know.
And eventually, after like a bunch of series of plus 11s,
11 plus 11
you just get to 1T1.
1D1, 1D1, 1D2, 1D11 plus 1D, and we've reached the critical mass of stupidity.
We just go so far that
we're gonna create our own math, just like Terrence Howard.
Yeah,
you seen that shit where he's like 1 plus 1 is 2, but 1 times 1 is not 1. Let me explain to you why 1 times 1 is 2. And it's like the dumbest shit. Let me find that video.
What the fuck? I mean, okay, then so that's why he got fired off of Iron Man.
One times 1. There's Terrence Howard. Okay.
Yeah, he's the one that played War Machine, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So he says the square root of 2 is something. How was it? Let me see. I spent half an hour explaining how 1 times 1 equals 1. Let me see. Proof that 1 equals 2. Stu, a little deception. Calculus. Okay, because that's
like high level math. Oh wait, who the fuck is that? Hold up. What does Google have on their image?
Howard?
Oh wait, sorry.
It's not the screen. Today is October the 12th.
Helena.
It is Helena Modrzejewska's 181st birthday. Today's doodle celebrates Polish actor Helena Modrzejewska. Okay, it's spelled Modrzejew Ska. Modrzejewska. No, I'm pretty sure it's
Modrzejewska?
Wait. Let's hear how. I'm gonna put this up to the mic
I
to see
probably
how
murdered that name so bad. That's why I didn't want to say the last name because I just murdered it.
Let's see. Wait, let me see how it's
Behind
read.
the doodle. Oh, I don't know why I thought clicking behind the doodle would give me like the option to pronounce the name.
I'm trying to find.
I'm gonna learn more.
Translate from Polish. Okay, so Helena Modrzej. Watch. This is how you pronounce it. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Helena Modrzejewska.
Modrzejewska.
Helena Modrzejewska.
Modrzejewska.
Helena Modrzejewska.
Modrzejewska.
It sounds like
Modrzejewska.
Helena Modrzejewska.
Modrzejewska.
Oh, maybe the W is a V.
Yeah. Modrzejewska.
Helena Modrzejewska.
Yeah, all right.
Congratulations, we have learned Polish. That is today's Polish word for the day.
Okay. So I am actually on Duolingo. I downloaded Duolingo, right?
Duolingo.
Totally legit version of Duolingo, by the way.
Of course.
Definitely not
Paid for?
APK. Definitely paid for it. And I've been practicing Japanese like every day and French as well.
And home bigot. Perfect.
Exactly. And so some of the shit is just weird. Sometimes like the audio on some parts is a little bit finicky. And when I downloaded the update, it went away. But how do you call it?
It was gonna be wonky translations.
It was just like a wonky translation, like
bootleg translation.
like they just paid a hobo $5 to pronounce this.
Exactly.
No, but it was just weird. And somehow I was still able to pass enough of the things that within a week of getting it, I ended up passing 3 leagues. So like every week or so. Oh, sorry, every like 3 weeks, not a week, because like every week it resets, and if you're in the top 10 of the scoreboard, you'll get promoted to the next league. So like you start out in like no league, and you get up to bronze.
Duolingo.
Yeah. It's literally ranked Duolingo. It's like competitive Duolingo.
That's hilarious.
You gain XP for every like thing that you complete, and how like the bigger your score, like the more accurate
Just
you
take
are.
Spanish and destroy everyone.
And like my girlfriend's been on Duolingo a lot longer than I have, right?
Okay.
Like months. Like she started like back when COVID started, I think.
Yeah. And you've already gone past.
And I like every week she's getting updates. Like we obviously we like friends on there, and so like we can kind of, because like we're both a little bit competitive, and like she keeps getting mad at me because like
You pass her.
I pass her like because like I do like a bunch of them. Like
You're Goku, she's Vegeta.
Exactly.
I have surpassed Super Saiyan. So have I. Damn it, Kakarot. Then you gotta continue.
I'm just like, yeah. And so like now I'm in like the platinum league or whatever the fuck, and like the first day I was like, all right, I have a couple of hours. It's like I can't do it consistently every single day, right? Because like I'm busy and like I get, driving, and so like when I do have time, I just do like 50 like sets of the language stuff, like the quizzes, and like I just like get like 700 XP in one go, and I'm just like, well now like, and so like when the new like the platinum league started, I got like 700 XP, and everyone was like at 20 XP, even like the other plus members, and now I'm just there sitting on top, and no one's been able to dethrone me the whole week. just from the one day that he did. And I do keep doing it like every so often, but like for the rest of the week, I've only done like one quiz a day or something like that, just enough to meet the minimum.
Yeah.
And no one dethrones me. And the one time someone managed to dethrone me, they managed to by 1 point. And so when I did my daily quiz, it just...
Yeah. Gotta get to the top of the leaderboards, man. So how much French can you say now?
Ho home baguette.
Got me. This is so
I literally cannot speak any French.
But can you read it? Or?
I can kind of read it. Like I can recognize words.
Yeah.
And because like I'm only on like tier 3, which is literally just this is child, this is bird. Like recognizing familiar words.
But if someone's like conjugate the verb, you're like, I don't fucking know what that means in English.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't be able to do that in English. I don't expect it in a different language.
Fucking shit.
Conjugate a verb.
I know 2 languages right now. I don't know what conjugate verbs mean in either.
Honestly,
I don't even know what conjugate means as a word. I know conjuring. I can manifest myself.
Conjugate verbs. Verb conjugation means to change the verb from its infinitive form. Now I gotta Google that.
I was gonna say.
Infinitive form.
What's infinitive? Are we like dueling now? Like, do I have infinite life points?
Exactly. So that it matches with the subject in a sentence. So.
I remembered something.
I don't know.
This is boring. Anyways, so I recently bought so there's this website called G2A.
Yeah.
I recommend it. Do you know about it?
The discount games and stuff?
Yes.
Yeah.
Discount games. Yeah. So I got Link Evolution Legacy the Duelist on there for $10. You know how much it is on Steam? $40. It is $40 on Steam. I got it for $10 off of G2A. That website is a lifesaver. I would never have purchased that game if G2A did not exist. Ever in my life, I would never have purchased it. But I bought it. I'm having so much fun just because, like, in the story mode, you're allowed to put however many cards of whatever card you want and use the deck, right? Because it's story mode. You're just going through, like, the Yu-Gi-Oh story and stuff like that. Side note within a side note. Yeah. I also started watching the first Yu-Gi-Oh anime because I got so hooked because I found this tidbit of lore about Yu-Gi-Oh. Apparently, the movie Dark Side of Dimensions isn't canon to the anime. It's canon to the manga.
The one where all 3 of them come together?
No, that's dimension. That's Beyond Dimensions or something. The
Bonds
recent
Beyond
movie,
Time.
Bonds Beyond Time. Dark Side of Dimensions is one of the newest films, and apparently that's canon to the manga, not the anime. But apparently it can also be interpreted as canon to the anime, which is so confusing. So what ended up happening was I'm watching it. I have 4 pages worth of notes now. I'm on Battle City. I'm on the Battle City arc. And I'm just like listing out the time. I'm creating my own timeline from what they say in the anime.
Like Charlie Day putting up stuff?
Yes, literally. That's literally what I'm doing right now.
Silva.
I'm so hyper fixated on this shit. Like, it's taking up every single waking moment of my day. I'm just like thinking like, okay. Like, this is how far I went. So currently in Dark Side of Dimensions, I found out that they do reveal Yugi's real age. Like, they say it's June 4th, 1996. Oh no, 1982, I think. But here's the thing. In the original anime, they don't mention it. So I had to cross-reference a certain filler episode.
Isn't he like 17 in it?
He's 16 in Battle City, I think.
Because it takes place in 1997.
Battle City takes place between April of 1997 and September of 1997. Okay. It ends in September. Yeah. And so this is the 2 ways that I had to double check my work to make sure that I got Yugi's correct age. So the first way I found out was because in a filler episode of season 1 of the anime, there's Yugi and Taya have Tamagotchi. The little cube thing where you have to keep the animal alive. And that was released in 1996. And so Taya says that, oh, this is the new thing that just got released. So and in there he celebrates one of his birthdays, I think, and they mention somewhere that he's like that. So I got his birth year and his birth date from that. From that mention of his age, because in the anime you don't know what year it is. They don't specifically say it. So you have to use the Tamagotchi thing. But the other way is that they do mention that in Battle City it's 1997, but they don't mention Yugi's age there. But they do mention Merrick's age. So you can tell, they say he's 16 during Battle City as well.
So it's just, he's in the same class.
So he's the same class, he's the same age.
Wait,
so
Merrick or Bakura?
Merrick.
I thought he wasn't the same age.
Merrick is the same age. Merrick is 16 in Battle City.
Okay.
This motherfucker is a whole ass underground crime boss at 16 years old. What the hell were we watching?
Honestly, what?
His older sister is 18 and is like the leader of like Egypt or some shit. I don't know. And like of like the historical cultural side of Egypt, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like she's a whole
doctorate or something.
Yeah, she has like a PhD and shit, and I'm like, she's like the foremost expert in the field of like Egyptology or some shit in the anime, and she's a whole ass 18 years old.
Yeah,
I'm like Seto Kaiba is 17, a year older than Yugi.
Running the business.
Run like the CEO of like one of the like highest grossing international conglomerates that eventually comes to rule the entire world. Like,
and he's
what?
like an adult too.
Yeah, like, and he's not an adult yet. He's 17. Like what?
Because his voice never changes from there and in GX. And in GX, time has already passed because Yugi is like older and he grew up into a Tem.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't like, you know, or you got me right.
Well, okay,
a Tem is like the adult. Yugi is like the kid. So a couple of years passed and then he finally became him. So he matured and that's why his voice was like that.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Here's the other thing. They say in Battle City that Yugi is the reincarnation of the pharaoh.
Yeah.
His whole family line is, I think, is a direct descendant of the pharaoh's line, and he is the reincarnation of him. That's why his spirit, his soul was his body was the only one who could unlock the Millennium Puzzle and inhabit the pharaoh's spirit, because he was the modern version of the past him. So it's like saying that only himself could inhabit himself. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. That's all I have to say about that. I'm like going through the entirety of the thing, and like, I don't know. And there's like 3 different timelines, and then and this is going far because this what also started me down the rabbit hole, because apparently Arc V. Okay, so apparently Arc V is actually a really good show, like a really good anime, much better than both the original and GX. How do you call it? Yeah,
is that the one where he's losing all the time?
No, that's Zexel.
Zexel. Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
Fucking loser.
Yeah. Arc V is the really good one, apparently. It's like a really good show, apparently. I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to eventually.
And then V-Reigns.
V-Reigns is the newest one. I don't know about Sevens. I don't know anything about Sevens.
I'm like, I don't know why it looks weird. Oh, that's the newest one.
That's the newest one. Okay.
Because when did V-Reigns? I think V-Reigns ended then, because it was 2017, 2019. Wow.
Oh, okay.
About 2 years.
Yeah. All right, so I don't know about Sevens. I haven't looked anything into the Sevens or V-Reigns, but apparently Arc V is really good as like a show. And so, but there's apparently, I think Arc V combined the timelines, because there's 4 different timelines, or 3, I think. But the 2 main ones that we look for, there's the bad timeline, which starts with 5Ds, and that timeline ends in a genocide. How do you call it? And then the good timeline starts with Zexel, and that one is so what happens is that either they discover enter energy, which is what they use to synchro summon, or humanity creates the overlay network, or I don't know if it's humanity or someone creates the overlay network, which is how you get the XZs, and depending on which one happens, changes the timeline. And then you further split the timeline either into the genocide route or just world destruction route, depending on whether you say tell someone from the past about the future. And then the Zexel timeline also splits, I think, depending on whether or not... Fuck, I can't remember right now. I don't know. It splits depending on some sort of other event. And then season 1 is season 1 Yugi is also a separate timeline. Which also merges into the normal timeline. It's so weird, and that's why I'm going through all the anime episodes to see all the lore, and I'm just taking notes on everything that's happening. Like, I think and apparently Solomon Moto, when he found the puzzle, it was in the 80s, in the 1980s, and then he found it was in the 1960s. Sorry, he found the Millennium Puzzle in the 1960s, and he got trapped in the tomb in the 1980s. But in the 1980s was also around when Yugi was born, and that's when Solomon Moto finally quit all his archaeology work.
Do they ever explain anything about Yugi's parents?
Yes, they do. So Yuki's dad is completely unknown. We just know that at some point in time, Solomon Moto had a child, and then that child eventually had Yugi. But the person he married is there in the hospital with Solomon Moto. So when Kaiba puts Yugi's grandpa into the hospital, Yugi's mother shows up to take care of him. And she's just a generic random person.
Yeah.
She's like a regular like person, but the dad is like a part of the line of the pharaohs, of course. But what this means is that the grandpa was like, you know what? I'm not gonna give my kid the chance to solve the Millennium Puzzle. I'm just gonna give it to Yugi. I'm just gonna give it to my grandson.
Well, maybe I don't want to say he forgot about it. Maybe he was like, well, maybe she's not the one who'll be able to solve it because she's a woman, you know? Like, it's the 60s.
She's not his daughter.
Oh.
She's the in-law.
I thought...
No, the dad is the direct descendant. The dad is the actual son. So it wouldn't even make sense. Like, even that joke wouldn't make sense because Solomon Moto really was just like, you know what? Fuck my kid.
Yeah, literally. Where's...
Yeah. The grandpa was literally like, fuck my kid, I'm just gonna give it to my grandson. My kid's a little shit, fuck him. Okay, so this is another thing I don't understand. Why is Yugi living with his grandpa if his parents are alive and like presumably have jobs and life? And can like visit, like they live in the same area. Why is Yugi like the grandpa's burden? If he has parents that are there.
Because he owns a dueling shop and he's interested in dueling.
I guess Yugi could have chosen to live with his grandpa. Yeah. But it's like, I feel like that's like mildly bad parents. Like just dropping, I feel like, I don't know, maybe it's just the American in me, but it's like,
where are your parents?
Yeah, it's like, where are your parents? Like,
yeah. They were saying it's the same thing. People speculate about it. They're like, where is it? Same issue with Deku's father in My Hero. Western audiences find it really odd and form conspiracy theories, but it's really a common lower middle class issue in Japan, like parents splitting up and stuff.
Oh no, I understand. Like Deku, I understand. Like in other animes, I also understand.
Wait, but so do they ever show his dad or no?
No, they don't. Which is fine to me. But my issue is like, why is Yugi living with the grandfather?
I think it's because of the dueling shop. It's probably
I think that's the most reasonable explanation. But it's still like, to me, it's kind of like, isn't it like, I feel like, and I think this is just the American in me. It's like, isn't that like bad parenting to just leave your, because this is coming from experience, not from personal experience, but from people I know. It's like, isn't it just a sign of like, not necessarily a bad parent, but a parent that like wasn't ready to have kids and just drops their kid off with their parents so that their parents can raise them while they go off and do stuff?
Well, that's the thing. Maybe in the US it is like that, and because of course we're born and raised. Philadelphia, born and raised. We're thinking about,
playing b-ball out, playing pool monsters outside.
Pool monsters most of our days, chilling out, maxing, relaxing. That's how we think of it because that's what we've perceived. That's how we perceive it because we don't have any other frame of reference for it. Meanwhile, maybe it's like, hey, they have a better dynamic because like even in Mexico, like the whole family raises the baby. The grandma will live with the parents and then they'll have kids there, and then
family of the child of one, child of all.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a very like communal family thing, and maybe it's obviously this is like in the 60s, 70s, 80s, however the timeline goes there. But if it's written in like the 90s, maybe that's how their social dynamics were also, where you could be so casual as to, okay, the mom's got to work and she's busy, and hey, you can live here with your grandpa because let's say he's near to the school, he has a dual monster shop which you love, and you love spending time with him. That's simple as that. You know? So that would be like you said, the reasonable explanation.
It's probably also weird to me because I don't have a close relationship with a lot of my extended family.
Also that.
Like, I know my grandma, and now my grandma is like a lot nicer to us, but it wasn't always that way. Let's put it that way.
Things can be rough.
Things can be rough.
Yeah. And it's like that's a point of privilege. You always got point of privilege is having both parents, having both sets of grandparents alive when you're alive, because there's so many people. Like that's like one thing. I was privileged enough as a kid to have both sets of my grandparents alive and to like see them and talk to them and stuff. Because there's a lot of people like that where you're like, oh, you know, how's your grandma? It's like, my grandma, like she's been dead for like 10 years, and then you're like, oh my god, and you're a little kid, and you're like, oh, what? That's not possible.
That's not possible.
Like,
they're just old.
They have to be alive. Yeah, you know, you don't understand that kind of
my grandparents died when I was like a little kid, so
that's what I'm telling you, that's the thing. Like
the only one alive is my grandma. My grandfather died when I was like in 5th or 6th grade, and then my other grandfather died when I was like in 7th or 8th.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, so I mean, that's the thing. Like,
that's the thing. They just die.
Yeah, that wasn't the point I was trying to make. I wasn't gonna say that's the thing. The thing,
they just die.
The thing is actually that's the thing. You don't always have a relationship, and that can be a point of privilege as well. So, I don't know.
I just wanted to tickle the green screen.
Gotta tickle the green screen a little bit.
Yeah, it is a point of privilege, though. Yeah, point of
personal privilege.
Anyways, then, so Yu-Gi-Oh. Oh yeah, so like I was saying, you should buy Link Evolution, Legacy of the Duelist, because I don't know, I'm having so much fun. Okay, so like right now I'm farming the Bakura pack, and I hate the way you have to farm cards, because you essentially have to go into a duel and surrender immediately. Because it takes 10 seconds to do that, and you get compensation points anywhere between 600 and 1,000, and that lets but to win a duel you get like 9,000, but it takes like 5 minutes to win a duel or something. So you can like in 20 seconds you can get like not 20 seconds, in like a minute you can get more than 9,000 if you really like quickly go through everything. But yeah, and so. But it's so much fun because I made a banishing deck. So the card Grand Majin.
Grand Majudaiza?
Yeah, the one where like you get 400 attack points and defense points for every card you banish.
Yeah.
I get 3 dimensional fissures, 3 what's the jar card? The one where you flip it, you discard your entire hand, and then you draw 5 cards, both players. Morphing jar number 1.
Oh, because they're not banned then.
Because they're limited to 1. But in the story mode, you can put all 3 in them. So I put all 3 in them in there, 3-dimensional fissures, and then I I put the continuous spell that like every time a card gets banished, you gain 500 life points, and then I get the other monster, which is basically it makes it so that any card that gets sent to the graveyard gets banished instead. So I put that 4-card combo. My Grand Majin ends up with like 10,000 attack points, and I end up with like 14,000 life points, and like they can't do anything. Yeah, destroy. The only one that's giving me issue is the final boss of the original card game, because he uses Seal of Orichalcos and just a bunch of normal monsters, and so he starts out with monsters that are like 3,000 or 2,500 attack points, and it takes a little while to get my setup going.
Oh, yeah.
So, that's the only one that gave me a little bit of trouble, but it's just so much fun just watching them discard their entire hand and then draw again and then discard and then all of it getting banished. It's like, it's art. It's a work of art.
Honestly.
And it's just so much fun. And I'm going to start on GX right now. And I'm doing this because I have very little time to actually do this. So I'm building the timeline as I'm playing Link Evolution at the same time. So I'm just jotting down notes. Yeah. So I'm jotting down notes. I'm like, okay, I'm going to build this deck.
Wall of conspiracy theories.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just like, okay, so Link Evolution got this wrong. Link Evolution is missing these things. I should play with this deck to try to make it more accurate to see how it would go. And I was just like,
you're trying to find the missing link. That's Rogue Till Friday.
We're broke till Friday. Goodbye, my friends. We'll see you next week. Now I'ma go and beat my meat. And we're broke till Friday. Bye, my friends. We'll see you next week. And now I'ma go and beat my meat. And we're broke till Friday.